Hi there, my name's Beth Spencer and I have a website at feelingdelicious.com or feelingdelicious with EFT.com, and I just wanted to do a short demonstration today of the EFT tapping points and just talk a little bit about why it's such a great tool. Um, a lot of therapies like talk therapy, it works on your mind and stimulates your mind and you're talking about it, and then you have the kind of therapies that work on your body like massage and acupuncture and so on. What's fantastic about EFT is it works on both the mind and the body. So you're talking about an issue and bringing up all the feelings about it at the same time as you're just tapping lightly on the acupressure points to stimulate them, and so it just works together in this really effective way. I've been doing a lot of this kind of therapies for 20 years because I had chronic fatigue and various things, and this is the most effective tool that I've ever come across, and particularly in the more advanced form that I also use, which is matrix reimprinting, which I'll tell you about another time. So the idea, it's based on the idea of the meridians that run through your body, the energy lines, or you could think of them as like the song lines in your body. And no one really knows exactly why it works. They just know that it has worked for hundreds of thousands of people. And some of the theories is that when you tap, you're just having a little stimulating electrical charge that just interrupts the body-mind connection with that memory, that where it might be stuck on a loop or stuck in a certain pattern or stuck in a certain emotion about it. Emotions are meant to move through your body, and we're often encouraged to shut them down, or we need to, because just to get on with our lives. And so when something happens to you and you don't work through it and discharge that emotion properly, one idea is that it gets stuck in your cells, in your meridians, in your body, and that this kind of tapping can just help to release it, bring it to the surface, allow it to discharge, and allow it to change. So the actual points are, they have a range of points that we go through, which I'll show you, or you can get a chart on my website and read it while you're tapping to remember. And the reason why they tap on all those points is because they cover all the meridians in the body. So if the particular emotion or experience that you're working in might be locked in one particular meridian, by tapping around all the points, you're going to hit on it eventually. So it's just a very well worked out little technique. Gary Craig, who developed it out of sort of earlier kinesiology and thought field therapy and things like that, he was an engineer, and so I think he really had it worked out into its little components and all the different ways that you can use it. But these points are also points that we instinctively just touch anyway. So if you feel upset, you do just tend to sort of go like this, and this is the collarbone point, or on this like this, and this is your outside the eyebrow point, or people just rub this part, naturally. They just and put your hands here, and that's under the eye, or here, when you're upset by something, or sort of you'll just instinctively grasp these points anyway. And so, at top of the head, it's actually works in with what we're kind of familiar with anyway, but this just takes it to a little bit more of a structured level. What else can I tell you about it? Well, let's just show you the points. So the basic formula, or the basic recipe as it's called, is you tap on what's called the karate chop point, which is just this fleshy part here, where if you're doing a karate chop, that's where you'd be hitting something underneath the joint there and just down there. And you tap with about the same kind of force as if you were just drumming your fingers on a table. It doesn't have to hurt, just tap lightly. But tap with a bit of firmness, firm and gentle. And the basic setup is, even though I have this feeling, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Or even though this thing happened to me that upset me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And it's best to be really specific. So even though I'm really angry about what that woman at work said to me today, or even though I feel so afraid of this piece of writing that I have to do next, whatever it might be as specific as you possibly can. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And you say the setup phrase 3 times. And then you have what they call a reminder phrase. So if we're talking about being angry at something that somebody at work said to you, even though I'm really angry at what this person said to me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm so angry about what this person said to me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And then you do the reminder phrase, this anger I have, this feeling of anger. I am so angry about this person at work. It was so unfair. It was so mean of them to say that to me. I just feel so angry. I just feel so angry under the arm and then top of the head. I feel so angry. And then the wrist. I feel so angry. So that's the karate chop point, and then you go inside the eyebrow, just at the tip where the eyebrow is, just tap on the little bony point there and say your reminder phrase, this feeling I have. And then go to the outside of the eye, just again where the sort of it's a bit bony there. All this anger I feel, all this anger. And then under your eye again where it's a bit bony, this anger. Under the nose, this feeling of anger. Under the chin, this feeling of anger that I have. And on your collarbone point, which these are the collarbone points here, so you can tap on either side. And by the way, it doesn't matter which side of the body. If you're left-handed, tap that side, whichever's most comfortable for you. Some people tap both. I find that a little distracting sort of thing, but whatever feels good to you. And then we come down to collarbone point, just tap there, or if you can tap, you can do it like that. Some people use their knuckles and sort of go right across so that you're getting both of them. And then under the arm, which is sort of in line with your nipple line, this feeling of anger, just keep repeating the main thing and focus in on the feeling, you know. And then top of the head, which is just sort of directly up from your ears to the top of the head there. That's a really good little point there for stress, and just tap all around there in a little circle. This feeling of anger. And then some people do the wrists as well, the inside of the wrist or the outside of the wrist. That's a good one as well. Some people do the fingers. You can do all the fingers if you want to. And if you, especially if you're somewhere and you're trying to sort of do it without people seeing, you don't want to look too silly, tapping around your face, you can do all the finger points. Sometimes people just do that. That gets all the finger points. These I find are the most effective. You know, if you can actually sit there and do that and it really focuses you. But when you need to, just whatever. Tap on any of the points you can think of. Tap wherever it feels good to you. It's a very forgiving process, and even if you do it not very well, it will have some effect for you. And it's the kind of thing that I think, as Gary said, you can learn it in 5 minutes and you can take a lifetime to learn all its possibilities. So we'll just go around again. It's that even though I have this feeling, or this happened to me, or I'm concerned about this, I'm upset about this, I'm worried about this, put in your own words in that, even though, whatever that is, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Say that 3 times. Even though this has happened to me, I feel this, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel this, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. It's such a powerful statement just on its own. And then you go around the points. This feeling that I have, this thing that happened, this feeling that I have, this feeling that I just can't let go at the moment, this feeling that's really upsetting me, under the arm, this feeling that's upsetting me, and then the wrist points, this feeling, and the top of the head, this feeling that I've had. Sometimes you might find that just one round is enough to shift something and make it not quite so full on, or it might shift, and often people find that they start off really angry and then it goes to sadness, or the other way around. They can start off feeling really sad and anxious and they can move up the scale to anger, which is actually a good thing. And you keep moving it. You keep moving the emotions through you. You keep releasing information and memories into your body until you clear it. And sometimes it might take a lot of tapping. You might have to tap every day, several times a day for weeks and weeks to really shift something that's big and ingrained. Sometimes people have these amazing 1 minute wonders. One round of tapping can change their life or just release something that's going on at that moment. But generally, persistence pays off. Stick with it. Use it. Make it as part of your everyday toolkit. Get in the habit of it. Don't worry about whether it looks silly, because it works. People used to think yoga looked silly, and now it's very popular. So this might look silly when you're doing it, but once you start realizing what it can do in your life and how many different things you can use it for, and it's healing in your fingertips, it's stress release in your fingertips, it's a procrastination buster in your fingertips, it's something that can help you from being locked in an emotion to getting to a point where you can actually start to step aside from what's happening and look at it in a different way and actually start to learn from all your experiences. And you can start, eventually you do it all the time, and eventually you realize that emotions are just emotions. They may be uncomfortable, but if you stay with it and move through it and allow it to move through you, it can pass. Even the most uncomfortable things, they pass. So healing in your little fingertips, get with it, learn EFT, and I hope to see you at my website at www.feelingdelicious.com or feelingdelicious with EFT.com. See you later.